Hi. Oh,
Well,
sorry.
no, please introduce yourself. Let us know what's your name,
Okay.
when you were born, and where, and your parents and grandparents, and then also like where you grew up.
Okay. Um, Hi. I'm Denise Michelle Roy. Go by Michelle, but there's three of us Michelles now in the family. I am the oldest daughter of John Marion and Lucille Morgan Roy, and I grew up or I was born in Stillwater, Oklahoma, when my parents were going to college. I was born on February 16th, 1960. My grandparents are Marion and Mamie Roy, and we lived, after we came back from Stillwater, I was about a year and a half old, and Grandma and Granddad lived on the next section from us, and I grew up there all my life, and it was wonderful. We had all 20 grandkids, my generation, um, and it was wonderful. And I had a big bunch on my mother's side as well. So grew up in a very large family. And
Nice.
family is very important.
What a nice segue. Because I'm wondering, what are some of your fondest family memories from your childhood?
Mm. Um, it was always fun when, okay, in the fall, we were farmers and ranchers when the soybeans and peanuts came in. And it was also mother's and grandmother Mamie's birthday was October 8th. And that was when the Tulsa State Fair was. And so it would be my mom and dad and my two sisters, Debbie and Shannon, um, the Tottens bunch, and the Conley bunch. And we would go to the fair, and, that's a lot of kids. But when we were older, we could the buddy system. And we knew when to meet back at the car to, bologna sandwiches in the parking lot, and back in we went. Rode so many rides with my cousins. It was crazy. That's fun, and I look forward to having them, and we'd go swimming at the strip pits. That's where I learned to swim, and it scared me
High
to death.
stakes.
Yeah, because they're like 75, 80 feet deep, something like that. It's the same ones my dad and Uncle James swam in, and we'd camp. We'd go camp on the spoil banks, and then we'd get up and go eat breakfast at Grandma and Granddad's. It was always, and then of course coming to the reunion, it was always we looked forward to it. And I got this, and I had the same kind of memories on my other side, the Morgan side, my mother's side. So
That's
it was,
awesome.
yeah.
So, how do you think being a Roy has affected your life most prominently?
Well, when I was in grade school, my grandparents, well, before that too, but our grandparents had the Roy Implement, the John Deere dealership. And I, I walked from school to there, which now it's a long ways. I've driven it. It's kind of funny. Um, but, I played on the cash register and in grandma's office and just did stuff. But of course, I tell my father very often, Dad, I don't know how we survived our childhood because apparently when I was like 4, they Dad worked on the equipment out in the field and stuck me in a baler to bring out the clog. Of course, it was turned off, but I'm like 4 years old, and I'm the smallest person, so they send me up in the baler to pull out the clogs and stuff like that. And but surprisingly, we really didn't have that many breaks or stuff like that. A few, but
That's
not.
good.
Yeah,
So you would say being a Roy like made you like just willing to do anything, hardworking, that sort of thing.
I I was the oldest. I
Mm,
was a girl. I was the eldest grandkid around. I worked in the field with my dad and Granddad Marion,
nice.
and we raised soybeans and peanuts and miscellaneous other stuff at different times. And I worked the cattle with them, and just um, it. The family was well established before I was born, and so I just proud of my last name. I guess it sounds kind of braggart, but that's not.
No, I
I
like that.
just, yeah, and just proud of our name.
Nice. All right. What do you look forward to each year when preparing for the reunion?
Just seeing everybody and just getting to visit. I wish I would when I was younger I could stay up longer, but that doesn't happen now. But just getting to visit and see people I haven't seen in a long time, and thank goodness Facebook has come along where we can all keep in touch better now. I can creep on you guys, and just see what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's so good to see and to hug everybody that we haven't seen in a long time. So, and it's a way better because before this started, it was only like funerals usually that we got together,
Yeah.
and so that kind of sparked the reunion beginning, and we're coming up on 50 years. I have not missed one. I can proudly say.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And I just love it. It's
Uh-huh.
just watching you guys grow up, and we've got the granddaughter here, and I was telling Sean, I think, I worried about her running around everywhere, but she's good to tell me where she's going most of the time. Uh, and she's 6, but I got to thinking, we did the same thing. We were in this safe zone. I mean, anything can happen, but it's a safe zone.
There's plenty of eyes.
Mhm. And it didn't matter if the adult doesn't know a kid, they're going to take out care of them. They're going to make sure that if they fall down, they're going to make sure they're okay. So I love that. It's just the village raising all of us. And
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome.
All right. What is an accomplishment or character trait that you are very proud of yourself for?
Ooh. I too trusting, but I think I'm very caring and worry about people that just are they okay mentally, physically, financially, whatever. I try to help any way I can, and it may not be much. It may be just a hug, and that's sometimes I have a lady at church that's like, I missed your hugs this week. You weren't here last week at church. And so it's just compassion. Maybe that's the best word. And I try to be compassionate
That's
to other
great.
people.
Well, thank you for talking with us. I know I learned a lot. Did you learn a lot?
Only that we did soybeans. I feel like I've heard that,
Uh-huh.
but it's been like once. A
Oh,
long time
really?
ago. I
Yeah.
was not aware that we grew soybeans.
And peanuts, yeah.
Thanks.
Thank